Hey Capricorn seekers, welcome to November. So I'm working with the Light Seers Tarot, and let's see what life has in store for you. Happy eclipse trining you in Taurus. It's a supportive, fluid energy. Neptune, not Neptune, I'm sorry. Oh, well, Neptune 2 is sextiling you. That's also good stuff. And Pluto recently went direct in your sign. So things are feeling lighter, better, calmer. You're still dealing with the same things, but the energy is different. And it seems like you have more ease when it comes to these dealings. It's less of a struggle. And I think that's the foundation for the next month, even too. And that's great. First card out, the Sun. I mean, this is an amazing card. It's one of the best cards in the deck, and it's the most joyous one, that's for sure. It feels like you can lift your head up again. You know, if some of you have been not even noticing that when you've been walking, you've been looking down at your feet. Suddenly you're walking outside and you're looking up. And things that felt mundane and granted suddenly feel magical again. From the tree to the bird to the fresh breeze. And that's not a simple thing or a small thing to experience. It brings elevation and freedom and healing to your body and to your mind. Optimism returns. Sense of confidence in oneself, King of Pentacles. You are reminded of your power, of your connectivity, of your knowledge, of your skill, of your influence. This is success. This could show financial success with something that you're that you really enjoy doing, that gives you satisfaction and gratification. It feeds your ego in a very healthy way. It's like you're proud to do what it is that you're doing, or you're proud to be with the person that you're with, or you're feeling good about it. You're feeling good about yourself. That's awesome. There's always a catch. 9 of Swords. I'm picking that it's someone in your vicinity. Maybe your partner or a loved one is suffering from anxiety or from depression, or they're going through some difficult time in their life and you're trying to uplift them. Or maybe they feel left out. Maybe all the good stuff that you're going through don't really include them, and so they feel like it might mean that you don't need them anymore, or you don't love them anymore, or soon they're going to lose you because of that. It can absolutely be insecurity and anxiety and not necessarily rooted in reality, or it can be true. Maybe their concern is valid, maybe it's not valid. Either way, you don't seem to be focusing on it. It's going to become more evident going into the month. But currently you don't seem to be overly focused or concerned about it. Also, I pick up that some of you are in between, Page of Wands, you're in between two energies, one of which is pessimistic and is going through some emotional trouble and sees the negative in things, and then the other is very lively and upbeat and happy and optimistic and kind of reminds you of what it's like to be either young or joyous or what's the word? Carefree. And it's evident that that's what you want. It's understood. Show me more, please, for Cappy for November. You You want fire, you want vitality, you want optimism, you want creativity, you want movement, energy, adventure. And some of you are, it seems like this month you're turning your back to an energy that is or has been the opposite of that. Now, it could be a person, but it could be you or an aspect of you. Maybe for the longest time you've been in a rut or you've been in an emotional stagnation or difficulty. Maybe you've been grieving. Maybe you've been hurting. Maybe you've been pessimistic. Maybe everything was all just, closing in on you. But this energy of both November, especially going into the end of November with Sag season, it feels so different. So this is either playing out as people in your life or in your own inner self, or both. Maybe you've kind of stepped out of that energy within yourself and it manifested someone to fit that. It could be a person, it could be an adventure, an opportunity, a travel that might come through suddenly this month. Um, and it's very last minute, it's very spontaneous. It's like you're taking your serious self and you're just morphing it into, it's like you're transitioning between the serious Capricorn and the goofy Capricorn. So Capricorn, it's a thing with you guys where you are very mature children. You're like very old souls when you're young. And then at one point in your life, there's this switch, a turnaround where you become really goofy and childlike and humoristic and it's like you completely change. And that's a Capricorn thing where some like in the midlife they become super young after have been super mature. It's like the opposite process with you guys. People start young and mature and become mature. You start mature and you and you grow into being young. But it's wisdom, because you start wise. The more you grow with your wisdom, the more you realize that joie de vivre is the most wise, mature thing to have or to be in. So even though seemingly you become younger and more childlike, you actually step up the game of wisdom and you start treating things with humor and lightheartedness. Okay. The Chariot and Two of Pentacles. Yes, so the travel thing that came up, I think it's more evident now. There is some sort of a journey, a move, a travel, an adventure that you're going to have this month and explore. It could be to do with work, or you just want to get to know a place. I'm picking up that you want to go somewhere that you always wanted to go. You've never gotten the chance to go there. Now you're like, if not now, then when? Um, it's like you're packing light. I'm picking up. Nine of Pentacles. You just you just want to go about it your own way. You can go your own way. You want to go about it your own way. You wanna feel great. You want to look good. You want to walk around in the streets and like paved, I don't know, ancient streets and enjoy the culture and you want to go to a market and buy silly things you don't need and you want to change your style. I see you dress up differently, like shifting your shifting your style pretty much. Um, it's like you're buying things that you never used to buy or used to get. And I think it's this person that makes you feel young. And they take you to new places or they take you to the same places, but they have a different perspective. So you experience these places differently now. Page of Swords. It's like, I bet this month is that transition month of just feeling young. It's like, okay, I've reached a point where I feel good about myself. I feel strong. I feel mature. I feel successful, whatever that the case may be. Now I can just chill. Now I can just read and explore. And I see you just like chilling, reading a book on a balcony in a vacation somewhere new, and you're just feeling like someone else. And you imagine how your life would be if you had grown up in that place or have been that person. And you look at people, it's like you're people watching. And you imagine what it's like being their friend. I don't know, it's a very sweet energy, and it becomes lighter and lighter and calmer as we move through the reading. And there is movement, physical and mental. Maybe some of you are picking up dancing, or a hobby, something you always wanted to learn. It doesn't have a purpose. You're not trying to make it into a profession. You just do it for fun. You're meeting new people. They're younger or they're different. Seven of Cups. And it does make you wonder. I feel like some of you are at a position where you can choose what you want to do next or where you want to go. So you're exploring, right? You're exploring your options, you're exploring the possibilities, and it leads to like fantasies and imaginations of like what this will lead to and how this will come about and how this will turn out. And you immerse yourself in it, and it feels like being in a candy store or like being in an amusement park trying to like debating which carousel to go on. You know what this makes me think about? It's like it makes me think about 9 3/4 from Harry Potter. It's like you're going into a bookstore and there's one specific hidden shelf where all the true magic is, where all the books that once you open them you actually get pulled into the world, to the fantasy world that the story is about physically, and no one knows about it. It's like you found it. Four of Wands. This is so different. Capricorn, I don't think you're going to recognize yourself in the next month. Like, this is such a different, exciting experience with different cultures and different languages and flavors and people and just it's like you're going to feel like a different person. It's like you're being sucked into a different timeline. You're not just taking a vacation to a different place. You're taking a vacation into a different timeline, a possible stream of existence where you get to choose, do I stay here or do I go back? Either way, it's up to you. You can build it, Three of Pentacles. If you decided that's what you want to make your life into, you can absolutely do it. Let's look at the cards. And I also want to do the existential shift spread. So let's start with the major arcanas, the Sun, the Chariot. Okay, and now let's do any other court cards. Yeah, we have King of Pentacles, Page of Wands, and Page of Swords. And here we have 2 9s and 2 4 7. Don't repeat themselves. Okay. So 2 9s, it's an end of a cycle, I'm sorry. It's a completion. Okay. And it's something solitary. It's a solitary journey that you've been with yourself, maybe a sense of self, maybe who you are in the world. Maybe you went through so much pessimism and pain and emotional distraught that you're just, you were so in it that now you're suddenly just out of it. You're like spewed out of the tunnel. It's like, okay, you've done it as best as you can, and then energy just naturally can't have you there anymore because you've been so in the shadow that you've healed, and then that healing inevitably brought in your frequency, and then you no longer fit that tunnel or that void, and then it spitted you out, and boom, into life, into movement, sun in the chariot, into success, into opportunity, optimism, growth, study, experiences, adventure. And it's like, I feel like if you're like mature, you find yourself spending time with younger people, like significantly younger, either students or kids, or maybe you're joining a team or a workforce, or even like a trip, like like one of those tour buses or group tours, but everyone is younger and you're like the most mature there, but you're having so much fun with them. Or if it's a team at a job, at a workplace, it's like you're learning so much from them, but it works well. They're like they listen to you, they learn from you, but you also learn from them. It brings so much new life. Um, I'm also picking up on the combination, the integration between book smart and street smart. You find like this really sweet balance between the two, where you feel like you have both to bring to the table. Or if it's a few people, then each of you brings exactly what is needed. This is lovely. Okay, if you want to study tarot, visit here on top of other VIP content. I love you. Thank you for being here. Bye.